should it be mandatory for employers to disclose wages or a salary range for job postings?
Yes. Because if you want employees that are going to be fully committed to the job, you should give them all the information they need to make an informed decision.
I think that it should be. I shop on Indeed all the time for jobs. I'm always looking, and the ones that I ignore are the ones that don't give me enough information on that kind of thing, and that's too bad because some of those jobs are needed, you know what I mean? So, yes.
Yes.
And why?
It's transparency for all, and it should help eliminate any disparities between whether it's males, females, or others.
Yes.
And why?
So people know what they're getting themselves into. People know if they're going to be able to afford to live based on the job that they're working.
Yes, I would totally agree with that. A lot of times when you're looking for jobs, there's this whole negotiation things that personally I don't like, and I feel it's become a culture where nobody talks about it, when it is something that it is the reason why people go to work, for the money. So it should be mandated that at least you have a range.
I think it would make more sense to post a salary range, depending on what your ability is, because otherwise you're going to get 1,000 applications for a job that, one or two people are qualified for.
Of course, I believe so, yeah. Instead of having 50 applicants, they don't know what they are applying for. You get 5. And they are interested in the same wage and the salary.
In Ontario, I see it on some jobs for online and for things. For other ones, they don't. But I know they're posting up signs because they're having a hard time getting people. So if you pay a competitive wage, you're going to get people to apply.
Yes, I 100% agree on that. Especially because I'm looking for an internship for next year. So some jobs don't really say how much they're going to pay you, so you just have to guess. And it will be a lot better if you have a perfect understanding of what you're going into, so you can make choices in not just internships but all jobs in general, because so that you can prepare yourself for what may happen in the future. Yeah. So I agree. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's much argument for the other side. If employers shouldn't have the ability to kind of hide things from their employees, and wages the biggest deciding factor for people who are looking for jobs. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. It helps students or people decide if the job is worthwhile for them to apply to, and applying to jobs takes a lot of time and effort.
Well, I think it's important if you're applying for a job to know what approximately you might be getting. And interesting, because our granddaughter has just gone through the process of applying for a job, and that was one of the first things they told her, was what the salary would be. And I think it's very important.
Absolutely, yeah. And especially if they can give a specific wage, because there's a lot of these huge ranges of wages that are being posted. And so there's things that are being advertised for, $17, $18 an hour, and then when they say, well, you're hired, but now it's $14 an hour. And so it's just kind of that surprise thing that I think is really difficult for people, and it does waste a lot of people's time too, especially if they're looking for a higher paying job than the one they already have. So I do definitely think it's kind of useless to post any kind of a job without any form of wage or anything like that. Yeah.
I think so. Because I think for certain people it will be part of if they're to be able to determine if it's a job that you're interested in. Why waste the employer's time to go through the process if the wage is not what you consider what it should be?
No, I don't believe so. I'm one of those people who has his salary posted, so I don't particularly agree with that. In fact, I don't agree with it at all, and I'm not quite sure why there's a need to do that. I don't care to see what other people's salaries are. I'm not sure people should have the right to see what I earn.
Sure. People want to know what they're going to, if it's worth pursuing. If they saw how much they're going to be making, maybe it wouldn't, if it's not what they're looking for, maybe they wouldn't even pursue it.
Like for myself, like I've been working retail since I was 16 and I'm 30 now, so like old enough. It's like I have lots of experience in it. So if I went into a job and they said, oh, your range is from 15 to 20, I'll be pushing more towards that 20 side because I have 16 years of retail experience at this point.
Yes. I think it would increase job fairness and decrease discrimination based on more people who are more marginalized. It would increase bargaining power of the individual and take away some of the power from the corporations, which I think is important.
No. Government employees above a certain level, yes, because there's accountability issues. But for your average employee, no, you shouldn't have to post them unless it's part of the job, ad at the beginning of the posting.